Okay, the Lions win, and offensively, man, we knew coming into the season, like, we got something here. We got something here. Offensive line, can you stay
We
healthy?
thought.
All these questions. All right, Eagles put up 35 points. We beat the Commanders, put up 36. And Craig, we're going to talk about the offense specifically. We want to break down each position group and just how well they did. And Craig, your initial thoughts as you watched them drive after drive. What was your thoughts as you were watching our offense?
As I'm watching our offense, so here's my Sunday routine, right? Go to church, get home, get food for the kids and me and my wife, and then we sit down and we start watching the game, maybe 30 minutes behind, right? And we start watching, and I tell my wife, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good about this one. I predicted a victory on the channel, 31-28, and I said, I'm feeling bad about that because now we got 3 interior offensive linemen are out, or Warrier's out. Like, we're banged up, and I'm nervous. Swift, I don't know how many touches he's going to get. And then we start playing, and the defense is fired up. And you can tell the defense was almost playing in a way where it was like, and I know you asked about the offense, but they're playing in a way where, like, they knew the offense might struggle with the offensive line issues. And then the offense was like, no, don't worry about it. We got you. And just coaching genius to put Dan Skipper in at guard, a 6'10 guard, 6'9, 6'10. Like, what? He looks like a monster out there, but it helps the pass blocking. And I mean, it helps the pass blocking because he's been a tackle for the most part. And just, that's a feel good story. And we can talk about that. But what I said to Sammy, my wife, over and over again was, we keep gashing them for big plays. In that first quarter, you had St. Brown for 49, Swift for 50. You had a punt return by Khalif Raymond of 52, right? And it's just like, we keep gashing them. Like, we're playing really well. And that was the difference to me. That kind of encapsulates what this team could be going forward, is the big play ability that, quite frankly, we didn't have last year. It was not there.
No, absolutely. And for me, it was that play to Swift where he falls down. And this is one of those plays where it's like the momentum's turning. It's like, oh boy,
no.
Classic line, and you can't help it. And I think to myself, well, hey, let's just play. Let's go. But I can't help it either, right? We all can't help it. It's like, okay. And you have to, can we have somebody make a play?
Make a play.
And so here it is. He falls down. They bring a blitz. He's kind of unaccounted for. He falls down, a classic line. And then boom, he gets up, makes a move. And it's like, you just went from tide was turning against us to we flip it back, never look back. And it's like, we have talent. We have actual talent on offense to do that. And then you look at the Josh Reynolds toe tap, and you got St. Brown, who's just uncoverable. I mean, he's a guy that at the end of the game, you're always like, he had 8 catches for 112 and 2 touchdowns. Like, every game he just produces, he gets open, he's steady, he's strong. So when I just look at the offense, I just talk about the skill position, but you need a play. The end around that he had, that was just kind of blocked up well, schemed up well, but still.
But also wasn't expected.
No, wasn't expected. Gets it.
Exactly.
So that's what I love. So let's talk about the interior line again. I was saying with you, I was nervous because I'm like, what the? We need to run. We're not gonna be able to run. The Commanders, I'm getting all nervous because the Commanders have this great interior D line, and then all of a sudden, we'll pull up the box score of our rushing abilities, and then we'll get to Goff. We just ran the ball. I mean, even Jamal Williams there, just steady, strong.
Steady.
I mean, I love it.
Exactly what you hope from him on it.
Yes, exactly. Hold on the ball. Let's make some play. What did you just overall from the rushing attack? I know you touched on it a little bit, but that you loved.
Yeah, so there's a couple things I love from the rushing attack, and one of them started with you're setting up plays. And I know this isn't necessarily just rushing attack. I don't want to be the guy who doesn't answer the question, so I will answer the question. But you were talking about that St. Brown play, the 58-yard run.
Yes.
Amon-Ra St. Brown was in motion pretty much every single play that he was out there. So he's in motion. Nothing's happening. They're just trying to get different looks and see what the defense is in. Yeah. And then boom, handoff to him, 58 yards. And And I think that's what was so great about the running game, because when it finally started to bog down in that third quarter, when we were losing momentum and we just weren't popping the big plays between the tackles, we could switch to that, and we have the skill position on the outside. But here's what I loved about the running game. Some people are like, oh, I'm getting a little frustrated. And first off, I don't know if I agree with this. I was listening to a different podcast where they were like, I'm getting sick of the play calls of run on first down, run on second down, pass on third down. For starters, that's not true. We had 24 runs to 34 passes, so the math doesn't add up.
Yep.
That's not what was happening. The other thing, if you're getting 4.5 yards to 7.5 yards per run, like to almost 8 yards, 7.5 yards per run. Yeah, I would run on first and second down.
Absolutely.
Like if I can hand it to Williams, my backup running back, and he's averaging 4.5 a carry, give me it on first down, give it on second down, and stay ahead of the chains. And that's the thing. When I look at this run game, it's like, it's just flat productive. We're doing what it feels like was done to us last year over and over and over again, where it was death by 1,000 cuts. Teams would just out physical us, out skill us, honestly, out talent us, and they would just run 4, 5, 6, 7 yards a pop, and there's nothing you can do. The defense is exhausted, and your offense doesn't have a chance to get on the field.
Yep, well said. I love that. It's exactly what I thought. We're doing what's done to us all the time. It's like, man, I love
Thank
this.
you. Thank you so much. This is what it feels like to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah, this is great. I love it. And I just want to talk about Jared Goff quickly, because
sure, let's talk about him.
He's one of those guys. He's the guy that we almost don't talk about him enough, because it's obvious what he does, what he doesn't. Anyway, at the end of the day, this dude, if I just said, Craig, if you just woke up, you were in a cave for 5 years, and I'm like, our quarterback, 4 touchdowns, he's put up 36 points this game, 35 points last game, you'd be like, sweet, love him, let's go. And
it's Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford. Who we got? Who'd we draft? It's like, it's Jared Goff, man. And that's why everyone's like, well, I don't know if he's the future. I don't know either. All I know
don't care at this point.
I don't care. This guy he makes big throws. He had a huge throw to Hawkinson. He had a big throw to the backup tight end there on a little seam thing.
Yeah, Brock Wright. That was a great throw.
Oh my gosh. And being there live, I saw a couple of throws, make a couple bad throws, but didn't turn out to be anything. But at the end of the day, Goff, man, just keep doing what you're doing. You got enough skill around you, man. We're going to be fine offensively.
Yeah. And I think too, he has it's year 2. He has figured out who his safety nets are. He has a safety net with Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously, a little bit with Hawkinson and Swift. And I just think right now, the only thing this offense is missing, because I'm going to be honest, Chark looks a step slower than we thought he would. And I think that box score kind of shows it. He had a nice catch last week, but that wasn't because he created separation downfield. It was just a perfectly thrown ball. And so he struggled. And I think when we get Williams back, having that guy that can take the top off the defense, oh my goodness, that's going to completely change everything. And Goff was fine. He was, 20 of 34. He missed a couple of deep balls. He had a couple of bad reads. He could have been very easily 24 of 34 for 330, but he also made like some phenomenal throws. There was a third down throw to TJ Hawkinson. Hawkinson was blanketed, and he throws the ball high and away where Hawkinson can either go make a catch or the play's over, right? The drive's over, and he puts it in the only spot that he could. And I'm just like, thank you so much. And thank you, Hawkinson, after 2 drops, making the difficult catch.
Yeah. Oh, everything.
He still trusted him. That was kind of cool.
Everything to Hawkinson last game was just tough. I don't know. That was a game plan to take him away.
Like a year and a half thing. But
yeah, that's seriously. But yeah, last thing I'll say on Chark or on the receivers, we touched on them, is we got Jamison Williams just kind of chilling there, getting healthy. That's like, oh yeah, like and what a great, and it's only been 2 games, so let's not get crazy, but the Chark signing, when we signed him to a 1-year deal, I thought, man, lock this guy up, right? Like, I don't know, just get him a 3-year but Brad Holmes is like, let's just hold on. Yeah. And I love that, because hey, Chark, if he's great. If he's not, that's fine too. But it's only been 2 games. Keep our eye on Chark, but I just
Yeah.
love our offense and kind of what we're doing. We're creative, we're aggressive, I mean, I saw the Commanders do it a few times where it's just straight up shotgun. And obviously they're down, but
Yeah.
there's no and they did a couple creative
Ooh, got a
plays.
new formation we saw, by the way. Keep going.
Yeah, they did a few good plays with a 2-point conversion and some things, but they did what I would hate for us to do, and that's just the straight up shotgun 4 wide. And it's just like you're so stagnant. You said it. We have St. Brown going back and forth. You don't know if we're going to hand it to him. You don't know what he's doing. You got all kinds of movement. I love our offense. It's evolved. It's in the year
Yep.
2022. Good things.
Yeah, and I think too, we always talked the coaches talked a lot about going back to what Jared Goff loves to do.
Mm,
And I've been waiting to see exactly what that is. And I think we saw it in this game. And the Lions, on at least 5, 6, 7 different occasions, went 5 wide. And that was like throwing it back to what he did in his Cal days, right?
yes.
And 5 wide, and dude carved him up. Like he looked
Yes.
really comfortable. And it's nice to have an offensive line that's like, yeah, go 5 wide. We'll protect with 5, no big deal. And so that was really kind of fun to see too. It was almost like 5 wide. Guarantee we're hitting 5 yards here at least. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was another one. That was another old traumatized Lions fan. I felt like a couple of those 5 wides came like 2nd and 3. I'm just like, what are we kick? And it's like, oh, okay. Like
good
it
call.
was so many times where it's like we're good. Because if you last thing I'll say on this game and our offense, if you take away traumatized Lions emotions, we were up 2-3 scores the whole game. We killed these. I mean, we played so well offensively. We kept coming after them. They cut it, I guess, 1 score a couple times, but you just felt like, oh my gosh, we're
They had to play perfect,
like, oh,
and they
this
weren't
was
going
a
to do it.
walk up. This was a start to finish great game.
Well, and think about this. Talk to your friends that aren't Lions fans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening to me. And every single one of them, here's what they're saying. You guys have a bona fide offense. Like, that's a scary offense. 1. Number 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown is the real deal. He's going to be one of the best receivers in this league. Number 3 is you got a difference maker at running back. Like, people recognize unsolicited. Like, so when unbiased people are watching and being like, that's awesome. I'm sitting here being like, is it though? Like,
yeah, exactly.
because I'm like, no, I don't want to believe this. You know what I mean? Like, but is it? And everybody's just like, yeah, it is. And Commanders defense is take it or leave it. Their secondary is rough, but still.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nice so we'll take it. We did what we had to do against. Yeah, maybe they're not the best, but so what? We took it to them. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on our offense, and we will see all of you on the next one.